Arthur asked Sylvie. Crying won't work. Shouldn't you be used to water by now, Sylv? Sylvie, whimpering Q, escaped Arthur's grasp from the shower, dripping. Arthur chuckled and finished washing. Dressed in a simple shirt and pants, Arthur gave a final look to the room he'd lived in for months. He put on his glove and ring, packed his coat, mask, and necessities, then strapped Don's ballad and his short sword to his waist before leaving. His father advised, hugging him, "Trust Jasmine when things get rough. She may be the youngest, but don't doubt her strength and experience as an adventurer." "Why are brother and Sylvie leaving?" "No, stay here." Arthur's sister Ellie, now realizing he'd be gone, clutched his waist. His mother tried to console her. "Honey, your brother will be back soon, okay?" But Ellie shouted with tear-filled eyes, "No, no, 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 stay!" Kneeling, Arthur hugged Ellie. "I know you're a big girl. Can you protect Mom and Dad while I'm gone, Ellie?" Sobbing, she muffled, "I can protect them," burying her head into his shoulder. Letting go, Arthur wiped her tears. "Atta girl. Big brother will be gone a bit, but I'll be back. I feel better knowing someone strong like you is here to protect the house." "Yes." Ellie seconded, eyes determined. Patting her head, Arthur hugged his parents. "We'll miss you. Don't forget to keep the ring on," his mother squeezed him. "Stay safe and know your limits, Arthur," his father said, hand on Arthur's shoulder. Arthur thought, "Know my limits." He nodded firmly. After goodbyes, Arthur went to Jasmine, who waited downstairs. He waved a last farewell, gesturing for Ellie to cheer up. "Let's go, Jasmine," Arthur declared, donning mask and coat. She nodded, and they headed downtown to the Adventurers Guild Hall. The Guild Hall surprised Arthur. Not a den of thugs, but a place of prestige. A marble structure like a museum towered over them. Inside, intricately designed, with metal tables where adventurers glanced as they passed, the extravagance felt out of place for Arthur and some barbarian-looking types. "Welcome." "How may I help you?" The receptionist's rehearsed smile gleamed. Before Arthur could reply, Jasmine slid parchment to her. "I would like to sponsor him for a rank examination," she said curtly, face expressionless. "To sponsor—" "Oh, of course." The receptionist nodded eagerly, returning the paper. Most new adventurers lacked sponsors. "Please, come this way." Getting up, she opened a side door. As they entered, Arthur heard hushed murmurs. "Oi, there's someone taking a rank examination," one whispered. "Just a girl and some masked midget," another mocked. Arthur held his questions, following the clerk silently past receptionists into a small office. It was minimally decorated, 2 leather couches, a dark wooden desk where a slender man wrote with a quill. The man looked up, revealing a sharp, angular face, centrally parted black hair past his thin neck, and rimless glasses. He regarded them intently. The clerk, Mary, eyed Arthur cautiously. "A class adventurer, Jasmine Flamesworth, has requested this gentleman for a rank examination." "Yes, I know, Miss Flamesworth." "Wait outside, Mary." The slender man waved her off, standing. "Miss Flamesworth, how are you? I met your father recently." Jasmine nodded tersely as he approached. Her expression became more guarded, her hands clenched at her father's mention. The man, Caspian Bladeheart, turned to Arthur. "Pleasure to meet you. I'm in charge of this branch. A close relationship with Miss Flamesworth, I presume? Your name?" He assessed Arthur. "Ku," Sylvie answered. Arthur had her an original adventurer form. Horns, red spikes visible. "I go by Note," Arthur said gruffly. The name, chosen mindlessly, recalled his mask's blue streak, like a musical half-note. Caspian's eyes widened, but he recovered. "Very well, Mr. Note. We'll proceed with Miss Flamesworth as sponsor. Do you know how this works?" A mana-beast didn't seem to surprise him. Arthur shook his head. Caspian explained, "A B-class or higher adventurer can sponsor an exam, placing you suitably, avoiding starting from scratch. It's practical. A fighter or augmenter? Buy your weapons?" He eyed Arthur's black stick. "Yes." "Good. Normally, an application and mana core inspection, but Miss Flamesworth's sponsorship waives those." Caspian opened another door. "Mary, take them to the examination hall." "Yes, sir." Mary led them. "Mr. Note, Miss Flamesworth, right this way." Arthur peered at Jasmine. Arthur thought, was this why she came? The Flamesworth house is respected, but who are they? Exiting the dark passage, Arthur squinted at the sudden brightness. It subsided, revealing an indoor, dirt-floored arena with theater seats. Few people watched 2 individuals in the center tensely. The receptionist said quietly, "Examinees are over there, but sit here. Testing is in progress. Many examinees, so remain seated till called." She bowed and left. Arthur sat, Sylvie between him and Jasmine, leaning forward to watch. Jasmine leaned back, bored. "Ha!" A large, bald man roared, swinging his polearm, clearly disadvantaged. His average-built opponent, scarred with short black hair, easily dodged. The scarred fighter, expression apathetic like Jasmine's, didn't use his broadsword, weaving around brash attacks. Red-faced, the bald man bellowed, "Take that!" Announcing the attack seemed amateur. His raised polearm glowed orange. A heat wave surrounded it. The scarred man showed mild interest. "Hell, smash!" the bald man roared. Arthur thought. Vocalizing attacks is common, but this was excessive for a simple move. Even from his seat, Arthur saw the scarred man was unimpressed, raising his broadsword. Metal clanged, the polearm spun away. The bald man gawked, surprised. The examiner, the scarred man, assessed curtly. Polearm skill non-existent. Battle sense is lousy. Too much physical strength over mana reinforcement unbalances you. 35. Dark orange stage. Normally E class, but with your fire affinity. If that was fire, D class. Barely. Arthur agreed. Next, Diane Whitehall, a robed clerk called. The dejected bald man left. Yes, coming. A young, freckled teen, curly brown hair tied back, stumbled in a conjurer's robe like a bathrobe. She fumbled her wand but got into position. Snickers spread. Diane shrank. What a waste of time. Just fail her. A boy among examinees mockingly shook his head. He wasn't much older than Arthur. Arthur thought. Surprising to see others so young. His ornate robe, fineries, and separate seating marked him noble. Blonde hair, dull green eyes, a superstar smirk. Arthur noted his polished white staff with a large ruby. Arthur thought, he rubs me the wrong way. Arthur refocused on the arena. The scarred augmenter examiner was replaced by a woman, likely the conjurer's examiner. Her large conical hat shadowed her face until she tilted it, revealing thin eyes. She cleared her throat. The clerk spoke. Diane Whitehall, 18, solid orange stage conjurer, single specialization in water. At orange stage, a conjurer's specialty is clear. Focusing on one's highest affinity is efficient. Diane relied on water spells. The clerk left. The examiner raised her gray staff. Let us begin. Instantly, Diane murmured, conjuring a defensive water bubble. Conjurers usually set up defenses. Their body reinforcement is weak. Diane's examiner, however, attacked. Sandstorm, she shouted. Wind whirled sand around Diane and her bubble. Sand merged with water, turning it to mud. Release, Diane commanded. The mud orb burst. Jumping back, she muttered. A pressured water ball formed at her wand, then shot at the examiner, who nimbly dodged. Arthur thought. First time seeing a conjurer duel. Good to study style differences. Burst! Diane screamed. The water ball exploded past the examiner, creating mist. The noble boy shook his head. She's not bad, Jasmine mumbled. The mist faded. The examiner vanished, then burst from the ground behind Diane, thumping her head with her staff. Diane yelped. Control decent, Miss Whitehall. Overconfident last spell chain, no defenses, but good mana control and cast speed. C-class. Diane sighed in relief, proud for her age. Next, Elijah Knight, the clerk announced. Here. A boy stood, short jet black hair, serious under square glasses, looking mature, despite being younger than the noble. Simple clothes, no weapons, Arthur thought. Expected augmenter, but examiners didn't switch. Intriguing, he didn't approach. The clerk whispered to the examiner, showing notes. Her eyes widened, then she nodded. Elijah Knight, age 10, the clerk announced. The boy didn't move forward. The examiner spoke. I have been informed of your status. Hereby assigned B-class adventurer, Arthur thought. B-class at his age, untested? Disbelief on all faces. Even the augmenter examiner craned to see. The solemn boy bowed slightly and sat, seemingly alone. Next, Lucas Wykes, the clerk called. HMPH. Finally, the blond noble boy jumped up, leisurely walking to the floor, staff in hand. The clerk, uncertain, read, Lucas Wykes, 11, conjurer at light orange stage, single specialization in fire. Arthur was astonished. Light orange stage already? How? Lucas didn't bow, leaning on his staff. Let us begin, the examiner declared, irked by his disrespect. Lucas stepped back, chanting, Arise, my protector! A fire pillar erupted, revealing a 6-foot flame humanoid. Ah! Flame Guardian! Special talent. Expected of a Wykes, the augmenter examiner whistled. The Guardian sprinted at the examiner. Lucas cast another spell. Arthur thought. Skill backs his ego. The examiner, impressed, skillfully waved her staff. Earth Tomb! 3 earth planes trapped a Guardian in a rock pyramid. Good response. Limited oxygen would douse it. Lucas chortled. Too late, Miss Examiner. His staff's ruby shone. A spark exploded, creating dozens of floating fire tendrils. The examiner turned serious. The boy is good, Jasmine said with rare approval. Arthur was confused about the ember's purpose, but it was soon answered. Dashing back, Lucas raised his staff. Expulsion! The fire tendrils radiated red, then shot fire beams at the examiner. Aiming her staff down, the examiner calmly chanted. The ground glimmered. Earth pieces emerged. Arthur recognized it. Stone shard field. Glowing rocks blocked the lasers, turning them back at Lucas. Release! Lucas yelled, pale. Wisps vanished, emitted flames still headed for him. Pointing his staff, he cast again. A fire cyclone sprang up, catching the flames. Pierce! The examiner commanded. Rock shards shot at Lucas's tornado, shredding it. Shards stopped short of Lucas, who trembled, shielding himself. How dare you! Preposterous! I demand this be recorded! Lucas cried, pale and sweaty. Calm yourself, Mr. Wykes. I have enough control not to skewer arrogant children, the examiner said calmly. Lucas stared balefully. Your spell control and creativity are excellent. Be cautious. Know your limits. Great future, Mr. Wykes. B class. Agree, George? She asked the augmenter examiner George, who shrugged, not objecting. Lucas's outrage vanished. His smug grin returned. Whoa. Another little monster. Might as well go home. What's with today's crowd? Waiting examinees complained. Others murmured excitedly. What did you blundering apes expect? Think I was on your level? Lucas taunted, dusting his robe. He joined his entourage, who praised him. The examiner switched with George. George, the scarred man, stretched, high-fiving the conjurer as he passed. The clerk announced, Next examinee, note. To George's questioning look, the clerk shrugged, showing his clipboard. Let's go, George bellowed, annoyed. Jasmine touched Arthur's shoulder. Good luck, Arthur nodded, walking down, leaving worried Sylvie with Jasmine. Testing, under special conditions. No info on you. Let's see what you're made of, George said, staring, trying to see through Arthur's mask. George unsheathed his sword. Arthur did likewise. Begin, George announced, lunging. The head-aimed thrust was to scare Arthur. Instead of dodging, Arthur stepped forward, mana in his legs. Tilting his head, the blade grazed his mask. He brought his sword up swiftly. George's eyes widened. He recoiled, trying to block, but Arthur's sword tip was at his throat. George froze, fearing the blade, despite mana reinforcement. Enough, a voice interrupted. Stand down, George. I'll test this examinee. It was Caspian. Arthur turned. The thin, bespectacled man from the office descended the arena steps. Sir, you'll personally examine him? George backed from Arthur's blade, blood on his neck. Need an AA class for this? I'm capable, George said, wiping blood. Caspian's gaze on George's neck silenced him. Arthur, too, was surprised. AA class was far stronger than A class. Rank jumps were exponential. D to C was nothing to AA. An AA class equaled roughly 10 A-class adventurers. Arthur thought, Caspian is another tier. Curious about his manicore, but no way to find out. His sponsor has deep ties to me. I must test him personally, Caspian said, reaching for his rapier. He waved George away. Only Arthur and Caspian remained. Let us begin.